Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
This is A-Game, fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, how are you today? How is everyone doing? Just gonna give people a little bit of time to get in here or whatever. Hey everybody, I see y'all was waiting. And thank you so much. I was really like, you know what? I got to be on time because I was really getting on CP time real bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be on time. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Malika. Hey, Topaz. Christopher. How you doing? Hey, Sheep. Darian. Hey, C. Why come it want to wait until I actually get on camera for my nose to itch? Now, there's not going to be any way for me to scratch that without digging in my nose. Whatever. We just going to be itchy today. Like, it feel like, you know how I feel like feathers in your nose? Now, understand that I obsessively check my face before I get on camera, like right before. And then it always does this to me. Like, whatever. Hey, Father Time. Hey, Fit Feminine over 40. How y'all doing? Hey, Torian. So I give the people time to... As you can see, this, one of my favorite dresses. I bought this dress over the internet from one of them sites. It took forever for the dress to come to me. I bought two. One with this, like the red, and then the other one is yellow at the bottom. It's swallowing me now, right? Now, that's a good problem to have. Only, I like this dress. It's already like a size too big. So, I am going to have to break out these seamstress skills, like for real, and really tailor this dress now. Because I don't want to just toss it. I didn't even get a good whole summer out of it. Like, I like these dresses. These are little dresses. You know how you be seeing them little ads on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. I got it for one of them sizes. The hard to find this dress. I waited like 4 weeks for this dress to come. The package was dirty and everything. I was so happy to get the dress. It was a little big when I got it though too. And then couple that with losing weight. Now it's swallowing me. So now I really got them 20-year seamstress skills. Gonna have to come in handy today, boo. Cause I can't lose this dress. It's gonna be like 2 or 3 sizes too big in a little bit. But I'm sure gonna sew it together. Y'all just don't understand. I'm gonna turn this bad boy inside out. Rip them seams. Recut. And then resew. Don't play with me. Anyway. So, what are we talking about today? As you can see the title, wanting a submissive woman versus a completely dependent woman. Now, I'm assuming that my Crimsonites, my dear, intelligent, wonderful Crimsonites, thank you, Leon. What are those? Euros? I think that's the sign for euros. But thank you so much. So I'm assuming that my wonderful, beautiful, intelligent Crimsonites know that there is a distinct difference between a submissive woman and a completely dependent woman. because I was listening to a stream today, but also just this is a thing with some people in the gynosphere, and not even understanding female nature, nor understanding what a submissive woman looks like, how that occurs, and how you get that. See, a lot of people here in this space think that submission comes by force, that you have to stand on a woman's neck all the time, and you got to micromanage every little thing that she does, and you gotta keep this leash really tight, and then that's how you get submission. Don't let her be a human being. Don't give her any freedom of expression. Don't give her any freedom of expression. Don't give her anything. Don't give her anything she wants. Don't give her anything she needs. Don't give her anything she likes. Don't give her anything in a relationship that she finds valuable. Nothing. And then that'll break her, and then she'll be submissive. No, she'll be broken, is what she'll be. See, there's a difference between a woman being submissive and you trying to break her spirit so that she'll be broken to be with you. And then you're not going to like her after that, because who likes a broken woman? Nobody. Because a submissive woman is not a completely dependent woman. A woman that completely depends on her man for her whole entire being is broken. The submissive woman is whole in an ideal situation. And we're going to get into the nuances of that, because I'm a submissive woman, but I'm not a completely dependent woman. There's a brain in here. It thinks. There are synapses. There are completed thoughts, logical, reasonable thoughts that go through it. I'll tell you what I don't have. Since there's a brain up here, I'll tell you what part of me is missing. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what part I don't have. I've named for you what I do have, which is a working brain. But I'm going to let you know what I absolutely don't have that completely dependent women have. Submissive women have brains. Completely dependent women don't really have brains, but they do have something else. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what that is. What completely dependent women have are empty little compartments on her back with Mattel stamped in it. And that compartment is meant to fit AA batteries. Completely dependent women have empty compartments on their backs. It has Mattel stamped into it. And it takes Dollar Tree, Sunbeam, AA batteries in it. And a lot of these dudes want that woman, or they say they want that woman. The reality is, if they had a Stepford wife, which is what that is. If you remember the movie The Stepford Wives, it was odd because a couple came to a community and it seemed like all the wives were normal at first, but then They were really, really traditional. Like, oh, well, okay. But then it was like, it was weird. It was to a weird degree. Come to find out, push come to shove, come to find out, these women were robots. They were like androids, okay? Which is why the behavior was so weird after a time. And that's just a super, super, super simplified summary of the movie Stepford Wives, because there was a lot of other things in it. But suffice it to say, the actual Stepford Wives were not human women. They were like AI, okay? So these dudes in this space and in other social media spaces claim to want a woman that will do every single thing that he wants her to do, and only what he expressly wants her to do, without any or very little autonomy. And they think that is submission. It is not. Because, see, the function of the woman is not to be enslaved by the man. That's not her function. That's not her purpose. Her purpose is to help him implement his purpose. And she can't do that without a brain. She can't do that if you have to breadcrumb and spoon feed her every thought and action. She can't help you implement, because she's not going to be a good support, because whatever thought you don't give her is a thought she won't have. So she can't come in and have her insight. See, in an effort to attempt to strip a woman of her nature because they fear her nature, you don't allow her to be in her nature. I'm going to say that again. Wanting to strip her of her nature because they fear her nature does not allow her to be in her feminine nature. See, you can't want to strip a woman of her nature and want her feminine at the same time. You can't do it. So fearful. Thank you, C. Douglas. Said peace and respect indeed. Thank you so much. See, so fearful of her nature. Thank you, Mogul Maze, for the cash out. Fearful of her nature. Scared about how women can manipulate. Deathly afraid of it. Without understanding the nature of that manipulation. It can be done to your detriment, but it can also be done to your benefit. Because if you have a woman, let's say for instance, that is socially adept and good at manipulating the energy around her, you can send her out to benefit you. Let's say there's a business thing going on. It's kind of casual, kind of social. You want, I don't know, some deal to be made. Kind of want to schmooze a little bit. Without you schmoozing, send her to do it. She'll cozy with the other women there. She'll be demure and feminine with the men there without flirting with them. That'll make them feel good. She'll be also reflecting you. And if they feel good about her, they'll feel good about you in a subtle manner. She's in the act of manipulation. We are in the act of manipulating almost 100% of the time. Women are in the act of manipulating almost 100% of the time. However, that manipulation can serve you if you let it. See, too many things have gone around like, oh, the female nature is evil. Like, cut it out. Thank you, Topaz. Said, thank you for explaining this. Delegation reduces stress on the man. Two heads are better than one. Exactly. See, we got guys that don't understand that the leadership position requires him to delegate tasks. And if you have a woman who can't move, breathe, or think without you turning that knob and pushing her out, you have a useless woman. She do everything you say, but not an inch more, not an ounce more. And on top of that, you gonna be too mad and agitated at her because she do everything you want. You're gonna be agitated. The fact that she never can come up with a good idea to help you. When you ask her about in-depth things to try to get intellectual stimulation from her, she can't give it to you because you've put her in a situation where she feel like if she has self-expression, you gonna be mad. And she ain't gonna be submissive no more. Women can't be real responsible like that in relationships. You better have a woman that can be responsible for something in the relationship, because see, you can't ask questions like what you bring to the table and then say out the same way she can't be responsible for nothing. So then I don't bring nothing to the table then but me. And then you get mad at that answer. You don't want me to bring nothing of value to the table. Because you want me to be a completely dependent woman. You want a bum. Just admit that you want a bum. Because there's some bum chicks out there that can't think. She always begging. She always needs something. She can't never figure out nothing on her own. She always complaining about it. She always can't. She can't move without you directing her on the simplest of things. Thank you, Leon. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for the PayPal, Sherry. Thank you, Ronan and Dion, for the Cash Apps. Very much appreciated. You want a woman, and see, DS1, shout out to Sheep Stay Sleep. We're talking about this the other day. You scared of the boss chick, because she's not completely dependent for every piece of crumb. You shouldn't even want a woman like that. You shouldn't want a bum. She can't even cover the necessities of her life. A woman that is able-bodied and of sound mind in a society like America in 2021, and this is kind of outside the C-19 situation, that can't provide for her basic needs, this is a bum. she's a basic bum chick. If she begging you for her rent money all the time, she's a bum. Especially if you give her the money and she actually pay rent with it. She really a bum then. If she always need half on $150 light bill every month, bum. She gotta be able to, at minimum, bring the knowledge and the awareness of her femininity to you. But see, it's too many dudes that don't even understand what the femininity really looks like. You want a chick that's completely dependent on you, but you also don't want her to beg you to be home and, you know what I'm saying, and spend a lot of time. Well, I don't got time for that. So you want me to be completely dependent, and you don't want to come spend the time, but you ain't give me nothing to do. So I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting on you. Like a doofus. Instead of being able to occupy myself with the task of implementing your program, or at least a hobby of mine. I think the thing that some of these people around here forget in your fear of her nature is that women are people. We're human beings. We're human beings. As speaking as a submissive woman, I don't follow a man's program because he makes me follow it. I follow a man's program for a couple of different reasons, which I will enumerate. I follow his program because I see value in the man, number one. Number two, I follow his program because I agree with the program. His program jives with my core principles. Number three, I do his program because I'm capable of implementing his program. I will not submit to a program that I am incapable of doing. Not because there's something wrong with the man or the program, but I know when I can do something and when I can't. Let me repeat that. I don't submit to a man's program because I'm forced to. I submit to the man's program because I value the man. I agree with his program. I can implement his program. Once he lay his program out to me, which I require at the beginning of anything, we trying to make a relationship, but we gonna see where it go. Yeah. What's your program? We ain't gonna see where nothing goes if you can't enumerate to me a program, a purpose. What's your purpose? What are you doing? What's your structure? What's your order? What's your system? What is it? And if he can't enumerate no system, no order, no structure, boy, you don't want nothing. You just want to screw. And I may or may not do that. Because you done turned me off because you ain't got no program. Or at least you don't have one you willing to present to me. A man that won't present to you his program don't want you. I repeat that. A man that does not present to you his system, order, or structure does not want you. Not for anything serious. He might want to smash. That's it. It's even worse if he doesn't have a system, order, or structure. So I require the structure up front. What do you want? What are you looking for? Because I have to evaluate whether or not what you want is something I can give you. I have to evaluate that. That's part of the vetting process for me. I have to get your system and then look at me and say, can I give this man what he's looking for in a relationship and in a woman? Am I this woman? And if I'm not this woman today, can I become this woman reasonably? And if the answer is no to those questions, I have to reject him because I can't implement his program. I can't assist his purpose. So I have to respectfully decline his offer. This is why I ask men that call themselves coming up to me, they want to talk, they want to do this, they want to do, what do you want? And I don't say it that curtly because that's very curt. But what is it? Because you want something. I just want to know what it is. And I want to know what it is because it tells me a few things. It tells me a lot about you and the kind of man you are, what kind of core values you have. What do you think about? How do you perceive things? How do you perceive relationships and women? How do you perceive that? What's your concept of that? Because mind you, I'm not in the business of trying to change his mind about it. Whether I agree with it or disagree with it is neither here nor there. Because I'm not trying to change his mind. I'm just trying to see, is it possible for me to fit? Thank you, Ebo Sosa said had one of those types. She refused to level up. She felt I was supposed to do everything. No drive at all. Her presence started to become that of a garage fly, just there on the wall looking at me. Exactly. You don't want no woman that's just looking at you for. It's okay if she looked to you for the leadership and the guidance. Or she truly comes upon a situation where she doesn't know how to move right now. So she's looking to you for the cue on what she should do because she doesn't know. But depending on how long you've been in a relationship and how well you mesh together, a woman starts to learn her man. He would not like me to move like this, but he would like me to do this. Let me do this. And she can actually start making decisions without bothering him about each one of them because she understands what his system is. And she knows how to implement. She knows how to act within it. She understands the parameters of that system and she don't go outside the bounds of it. She operates within it. That's called the structure. that submission should come willingly. And I'm going to tell y'all why I believe so strongly in submission being a voluntary thing. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know why I'm so strong on submission being a voluntary thing. You don't get that by force. Hey, Hago Damask, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Topaz. Said women capable of this have introspection and honesty. Exactly. And introspection is a key component of developed femininity. The ability for a woman to introspect. The reason why I am so staunch on submission being voluntary is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants submission, and even Allah does not force submission. Allah even values the voluntary submission. That's why he gave human beings free will, so that you can voluntarily submit. Because if Allah wanted to, he could compel us to do so, but he does not. He asks for the submission. That's why I'm such a staunch submission is voluntary. It's much more valuable when someone sees the value in you as a person and this connection and this relationship to say, I will submit to it. I submit to my man because I see the value of that man. I see the value of his system. I will submit to it. And any man with his head on straight would like that, because if she's voluntarily giving it to you, then that means she wants to give it to you. It's not something that you are forcing her or coercing her, or you're creating an environment that forces her or makes her feel compelled that she has to. Because if you create an environment that makes her feel compelled, you have to uphold that environment. Because the moment it changes, she's not going to feel compelled no more. And she's not going to do it. Topaz says something that I think is very important. Saying in Christianity, it's voluntary, because if you have a positive purpose, he rewards you with submissive women and makes the crooked path straight. I mean, even in the Quran, English interpretation, Allah is saying, for the evil men, there are only evil women. And for the righteous men, there are only righteous women. And what can reward good other than good? Y'all don't want me to go there. Y'all don't want me to go there? The only time a man wants An automaton is when he don't have a structure to give her. So he give her the bottom of his boot instead. And another thing we gonna get into. The dudes that get on social media and talking about how they ain't gonna do this for a woman and then she gotta be submissive and will get a submissive woman and treat her like trash. But the woman you had before was a whole hyena and you had that chick on a pedestal. If you was paying a hyena's bills for 10 years, should I expect you to pay mine? Since I'm a better, greater woman. What say you in the chat room? So do you believe a woman can honestly inherit the ability to be submissive without it being natural? I do. Because submission for women is natural. It's only what she's been taught that make her feel like it's not. So ultimately, I think that her acceptance of her true femininity will lead her on the path of actually accepting that submissive part of her. That part that submits under proper leaderships and guidances, because she does it. Even the most obtuse woman will submit under a system. She'll submit under her job, or even if she owns her own business, she'll submit under whatever rules and regulations or things that she needs to submit under in order to further that. So ultimately, I do believe that a woman can inherit that ability. You want an automaton because you don't have a system. And a man, especially an older man, when you don't have a system, you're derelict in your masculinity because you should be figuring out your purpose, not worried about women. There, I said it. Thank you, Ebo Sosa. Said, Cook Lioness, I had to flip it on my wife because she grew up with no father. She hated submission, so I had to tell her to sub to the mission of marriage, submission. This activated a deeper understanding of the word. Exactly. So you have to sub to the mission. It's a submission. Men have a mission. We have a submission, which is to help him on his mission. A woman's first mission in life is to serve her Lord, which is Allah. Allah gives her a submission, a mission underneath the main mission, like a subplot is underneath the main plot. The submission is to assist the man. If you want a submissive woman, then be a man that understands his purpose and has a system, some order, and some structure for her to submit to. Because even a lioness cannot submit without order. Because there's nothing to submit to. You haven't presented me anything. You haven't given me any task. You have not given me any marching orders. You haven't given me anything. What's the plan? What's your plan so I can help you bring it to fruition? See, people think the woman's ability to give birth is just something physical. It's not. it's emotional, and it's mental. You're supposed to plant the seed, and I germinated and birth you out a result. And you will know me by the fruit of that labor. You'll know what kind of woman I am by what I birth out to you. If you give me something, a seed that you know is good, and I give you something corrupted after that, then I'm corrupted somewhere. But if you keep giving me good seed and I keep birthing you something good, then I'm not corrupted. We don't submit to males for the sake of it. That only happens on a base energy level. Like sexual energy is base. And a woman will submit under a man's base energy because he does the penetrating and we're the ones that get penetrated, right? So on the most base human level, a woman in her femaleness will submit simply to a male off of his maleness. But when we start going into higher functions, women as a whole being, we do not submit to males because of maleness. We submit to systems, orders, and structure. And if you have systems, orders, and structure, the women who can't do it will avoid you like the plague because she can't do it. She cannot raise herself to the standard you set. A woman that is able to do it will persist because the standard doesn't scare her. It doesn't freak her out. She's looking for the system. So if you are a man that has systems, orders, and structures, then you shouldn't even be dealing with women that can't or won't meet the standard. Because remember, men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Can't no woman be in your life that you don't want in your life. I needed some sound effects. I'm going to have to start getting me some sound effects together. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Can't no woman be in your life that you don't want in your life. She can't be there. She can't make you have a relationship if that's not what you're going to have. So if you spent 5 years with a bum chick in a relationship, whose problem is that? You know she a bum. It don't take you 5 years to figure out she's a bum. And if it do take you 5 years to figure out she's a bum, you're either a bum or your discernment and vetting system needs a complete overhaul at this point. Because your vetting system sucks, baby. Thank you, Black Wizard. It's a sound effect recommendation. Damn, son, where you find this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to figure out some sound effects because that's just what I need. Thank you for the PayPal. I can't go in to see exactly who it is. It's not really telling me. But thank you. If you just sent a PayPal, thank you so very much. Stop dealing with bums. These bum chicks. And make no mistake, she can be fine and a bum. I need another sound effect. She can be fine and a bum. Just cause she fine don't mean she ain't no bum chick. Her value ain't really in how fine she is. She can be a 9 and be a bum. She can have an hourglass figure with all kinds of yams and be a whole bum that can't meet no standard. And because since she can't meet the standard, she try to manipulate you off the standard because she can't meet it. Because she used to not having to meet no standard because she fine. And there's so many maggles and simps out here till it ain't never been hard. She ain't got to meet no standard. She can be a hyena. She can be a full-fledged, full-blooded, dirty, back-footed hyena and you will deal with it. Because she cute, because she pretty, because she fine. Thank you, Double C. Thank you, Angela C. Hey, Nurdine. Y'all so busy trying to figure out how you, she gotta be a 9 and she gotta be at least a 8. Boy, bye. Bye. Sayonara. Bon voyage. This how y'all get got. Because you so busy trying to figure out a chick dress size. Going around with one of them, one of them old school waist measurers that look like two pincers. It's like a pincer. Going around with one of them, whip one of them out your European carry-all and measure her waist. No, honey. You're gonna have to lose a half inch of that. If you can pinch, it's more than an inch. Ain't no man on his purpose got one of them even in his possession, let alone know how to use it. He ain't worried about it. Newsflash. If you look good and you got like a decent to really nice body and he like what he see, he ain't about to ask you your dress size. Whatever it is, it's just fine because he like it. I'm not going to keep on going. I'm not going to keep on going. But there's a difference between a submissive woman and an automaton. Thank you, Ronis. I've had my share of beautiful bums or dusty trophies that were but appealing husks to justify smashing my dysfunctions and short-sighted ambitions. Exactly. Like in Rihanna's song, Needed Me. What's them lyrics? You was just another Negro on the hit list, trying to fix your inner issues with a bad B. Didn't they tell you I was savage? F your white horse and your carriage. That's these Negroes. That's what she's singing about in that song. You needed me. You trying to fix your dysfunctions. Because I look a certain way. And that somehow validates or justifies you. So you was just another Negro on the hit list. Trying to fix your inner issues with a bad beat. She was talking about these types of Negroes. That's what she was talking about. I'm about done. I'm about done. This dress is so big. It's so pretty though. I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to tailor it. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to have it. I'm going to have this dress. Like, it's so... Okay, I'm going to fix it, though. Because it almost looks like a maternity dress. And I'm, like, nowhere filling this dress out. So... Oh, my goodness, 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 goodness. Ooh, them seamstress skills gonna have to come on up. But here's what we're gonna do. Today's cookout has been sponsored by A Game. So what I like for everybody to do is go into the description box and click the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. Get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10. All right, so guys, go ahead and give yourself the gift of better overall health, and ladies, do the same for the men in your life. And with that being said, peace out, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.